guys, the lighting is impeccable. It is a beautiful sunny day and I'm in the greenhouse today, and what I'm going to be doing is actually talking you guys through something that we've recently done but had an issue with. So I don't know if you guys recently saw, but Zach put up a video, I'm linking to it up here, and he was talking all about soil blocking. And we purchased this little contraption. If you haven't heard of soil blocking, this is a soil blocker. And basically what it is you shove it down into your soil mixture, which you can make yourself. And it's like a mixture of peat, and it has all kinds of different ingredients. Some people use just straight up potting soil, some people don't. But basically what you do is you shove it down. I'll probably show some clips of me doing it here. Into the soil. It creates these firm little soil blocks, like so. And it eliminates the need for plastic planting trays, like seed starting trays, because you are creating a little seed starter right here. It has a little hole in the top. You set your seed down, you cover it up, and theoretically it would work, right? And I've seen it work for so many people. I've never really seen any people having issue with it online. I even know somebody personally who's like an excellent farmer, and he used it. He was actually the one that suggested it to us. And I still think it probably works great for a lot of people, and you may have had success with soil blocking in the past. So I started about 200 seeds in soil blocking. I spent hours out here in the greenhouse, and I watched a million videos on it. I've seen everybody using it. Zach suggested it. Zach started a whole bunch of asparagus and artichoke this same way. We probably collectively did over 400 soil blocks and started that many seeds. And out of, I would say 400, I maybe had a 8% germination rate. And that is saying something. So I would say, for myself personally, I've been really disappointed in soil blocking this year. Now, I don't know why it's not working well for us, but seemingly the issues are that it's either that it gets too wet or too dry. I'm having a really hard time keeping them adequately moist or not too moist where they're dampening off. I'm having so many issues. So what I am doing today is saying screw it to the soil blocking. And I've been out here all morning actually doing this, and I figured I would just start filming it because I think this could be a good lesson for some people that just some things don't work. Some things don't work in the garden. And I don't know why it's not working for us, because I've seen it work so well for so many people, and the blocks are holding. It's not that. It's only thing I can theorize is that we either have the wrong sort of mixture for our soil blocking, or I don't know, that they're just too compact. I just literally don't know what it is. They're not warm enough. So we got seed starting mats to put underneath them to warm up the soil. Still didn't really work. We also came in here one day and something had eaten all of the seedlings that did start germinating. So I'm just like saying, screw this. I'm done with it. And we're doing seed starting trays. So I got these starting trays that I am actually transferring the soil blocks over to, and that's what I'm gonna be doing today, and chatting with you guys about it. So yeah, I'm just, oh my God, I'm so disappointed in it. And the thing is, it's so frustrating to me. The most frustrating part, in my opinion, is that I specifically labeled everything like beautifully, you guys. I got these little wooden stakes and I put my labels on everything, and I sat out here for literally hours working. And my time is precious. Okay, we got a toddler. So any time that you get, you need to use wisely. An entire day was wasted on these soil blocks. Because look, you can see, okay, so here's a soil block. You can see that we had some germination in the top. It's not good. This is onion. This is, I think, a Walla Walla onion. I started everything weeks ahead of time in hopes to have good germination. This is dampened off, so that's not gonna work. But as you can see, okay, so here's the soil block, here's the germinating part. What I'm doing right now is I'm actually just kind of tearing off the bottom because it's a lot of like compact soil. And then I'm just sort of putting bagged potting soil into these little seed starting trays and adding like 3 onions per tray. I'm trying to salvage the seeds if I can. Don't know if I'm gonna be able to, because, you know, these are little baby starts and they don't like to be manhandled at this point in time. It's pretty crummy. I don't know what happened, why other people have had such success with soil blocking and why we had such bad rates of germination with it. It was so just disappointing. We were really hopeful. You can see Zach in that video, he's like super excited about it, and soil blocking literally everything. And I mean, I just think that there's something that we're doing wrong. I don't know what that is, but whatever it is, You're done. I'm so done with it, dude. Because now what has happened, and this isn't me trying to be negative, but I was like ahead of things. I was like weeks ahead of where we should be, and now we're behind. So tomatoes should have been started 4 weeks ago when I started these, and I was trying to just give it some time. Maybe it's just slower to germinate. No, it's a failure. So now I'm behind, and I really didn't want to be this year. So we're just gonna take it for what it is. It is what it is. I can't change anything. All I can do is move forward and hope to salvage as many of these seedlings as I can. If I can't, I can't. It's really not that deep. I think another mistake I made was also only planting 1 seed per soil blocking. I think I should have planted at least 2. They say not to do that, not to just plant 1. So what I did yesterday is I came out here and I started 144 more seeds out here. And when I say that, double it, give it to the next person. Double it because I started 2 seeds per, but I started 144 cells worth of peppers, tomatoes, onions, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, and kale. Mostly tomato, pepper, onion though, because that's what I started in these soil blocks. And like I said, I started like 200. This was gonna be the majority of our garden. Those are the things that we really like to focus on in our garden because they're the things that we eat the most of. And so, yeah, that's what I started again yesterday. These are dry as a bone. With as much as I've been watering them and keeping track of them, because there is such a large amount of peat moss. Peat moss is really good at holding moisture, but like my husband was just saying, that while it's also good at holding moisture, it's also gets hydrophobic. If you are new to gardening and starting seeds, all this kind of stuff, all these terms may not make sense. And when I first started, I was like, what are you talking about? So hydrophobic, if you don't know, which I think there is value in saying things over again for people that just don't know. It's like when the soil literally repels water. You can see it. It's like when you water something, the water just completely goes through. It doesn't actually soak in. It's like the soil feels staying dry after that. You can rehydrate hydrophobic soil, but it is kind of a bitch to do. I've heard of some people using soap. You can actually use like dish soap. I just tend to soak the plant. Yeah, but a lot of these are hydrophobic. A lot of them are completely dry as a bone. Some of them are so sopping wet, and it's just like they were all in the same tray. So it's just like, man, I don't know. Just not cut out for soil blocking, am I? This is also our first year starting our seeds in the greenhouse, and it's been a little different. Gotta keep your temperature climate controlled in here. You know, it's climate controlled in the way of we have our greenhouse heater on and it is going and it is warm in here. It is currently 75 degrees in here because it's a sunny day, but I would say it averages out at around 60 degrees. Looks like I'm drinking alcohol. It is San Pellegrino. But yeah, so officially the end of soil blocking, and that is too bad because we started some good stuff. I had Sunbright sweet peppers, habaneros, shallots, Walla Walla onions. What a waste. What a colossal waste. So another thing that we did, which I will show you, that was a mistake, I would say, is reusing soil. So this is something that we've done quite a lot and we've had a fine time with. So you can see there's a little seedling right here that I'll give you a shot at life, my friend. Put you over here. Here with this little guy. We have these soil benches in the greenhouse. You can see it's an absolute wreck in here. But we have these soil benches in here, and this is where you pot up everything. It's so nice, and they have like little wood covers that you put over it. And as you can see, we purchased soil. So we've been like making our own, reusing soil, amending it with compost, and it just wasn't the vibe. I needed to use potting soil. That was my bad. And reusing soil is fine. I haven't had any issue with it up until seed starting. Using it for all of this stuff and amending it with like Espoma fertilizers or just organic fertilizer in general has been totally fine and no issues at all, no disease, no problem at all. But with seed starting, it hasn't been the vibe. You can see how the soil blocks are just, yeah. And some of you might be watching this and being like, did you really think that was gonna work? Yeah, I did, okay. As you can see, everything that we started in trays is actually doing great. I did start some things not in soil blocks, so all of that is doing well. You can see the soil blocking that Zach did back here, looking real pathetic. So these are all of my calendula, which I'm very excited about. I've never grown calendula before. This will be my first time, and it's all looking pretty good. Right here is some of the green globe artichokes that did come up from the soil blocking, and we moved to seed starting trays, and these are looking good. These here are all of my double champagne majorette hollyhocks. I am so excited. I've never grown hollyhock before either, and we're already getting our new growth. This is a volunteer, and we think it's a potato. We're not sure, but it looks like it's doing great. So good job, little buddy. Back there, I can't even remember. Here we've got chamomile. So our chamomile's coming up, absolutely darling. These are finally starting to go. These are creeping baby's breath, and these are a little perennial, and they are so cute. I love creeping baby's breath. So I am trying to grow a lot more flowers this year. I'm about to start more flowers today. But I need more seed starting trays, it appears, because I used them all. So tomatoes are all in this row. Onion, peppers, the kales and the brassicas down here, you know, cabbage, Brussels sprouts. And then all of these that you see here are the seedlings that I saved from the soil blocks. This is what we've got going on this side of the greenhouse so far. Everything over here is looking all right. Got to get these guys in the ground, but we've only got so much time in the day. And that is it for today's video. I hope you guys learned something. I did. I learned that soil blocking is not for me in 2023. That I'm gonna just be going with the typical tray method, and I'm gonna go get more of those today, I think, and I'm just gonna go ham on planting flowers because I got a ton of seeds. So I'm gonna do a video coming up here soon where I show you guys all the flower seeds that I got, and then we're gonna just like start a ton of flower seeds because that is the thing I am very excited to be growing this year. I mean, I'm excited to grow everything, but something about flowers, baby. All right, well, I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you at my next video.